Welcome to the 15th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast, the podcast where four friends talk about their one love for sports. My name is Josh, and today I'm joined by my friends Blake, Tristan, and Matt. Although we did take a little break, it does feel good to be back recording some episodes.
Yes, it does.
It feels very good.
It sure does.
It's good to be back.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Fourth Inning Pod, and let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna let Matt give you guys a breakdown and a recap of some of the top performances in sports from the past week.
All right, welcome to This Week in Sports. Thank Josh for bringing back This Week in Sports. I know we've done This Week in Baseball, but I think we're going to do
Sports are back.
Sports in general are back. I'll start her here with the NBA. The NBA season, as you all may know, their season ended last week with the Lakers winning the NBA Finals 3-2. Yes.
They did win. They won 4-2 technically.
Yeah.
4-2. Oh, 4-2.
You can't technically win.
Yeah, technically.
They won in 6 games.
They won in 6 games.
Yes.
Congrats to the Lakers.
LeBron James won his 4th NBA title. Good for LeBron James.
Yes.
And Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat, he had a heroic playoff and finals performance, and it was a real fun ride to watch the at 5 seed Heat really make a push.
It wasn't only fun just to watch Jimmy Butler. It was fun to watch that whole Heat team. They beat a red-hot Milwaukee team, and they beat the Celtics and just fell short of the Lakers in the finals. So great season to the Heat and Mr. Butler.
Yeah, definitely a team to look out for in the coming years.
For sure, especially they have
they're
cap
very
room.
young.
They have cap room too.
They do. All right, I'll pass it on to myself again for the NFL. After
You just laughed at your own.
I did. All right, I'll bring her back now to the NFL. After 5 weeks, the Seahawks look poised to run the national. Or I was gonna say NFC. I guess it's the National Football Conference.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it is.
Okay,
you were thinking baseball.
I
there.
was thinking baseball.
Yeah.
I was thinking baseball. I'll just start.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Packers look good.
Yeah, Packers definitely
Packers are a
definitely for real this year.
Yeah.
A team that's not for real. The Niners.
The Niners.
Yeah, oh man. Nobody saw that coming.
Last in the division, right?
It's tough to see the road they've taken with injuries.
That loss to the
destroyed.
They got
Dolphins.
smoked by the Dolphins. I was like, oh man, that was real tough. That was real tough to watch.
Oh man.
Did you actually say that while watching?
Yeah, because I have a fantasy player on the 49ers, and it's not really working very well.
Who would that be?
That would be Mr. George Kittle.
You're gonna say Mister.
I had the 49ers defense. They got me -4 points.
Oh,
See, that stings.
Yeah.
That's a stinger. All right.
Yep.
We'll move it on to the AFC now. The AFC is also very competitive. The Steelers, the Ravens, and the Browns all have 4 wins, and that is really showing that the AFC North is a very exciting division this year.
Yeah, they're legit. They got some good teams in there.
Yeah, AFC North is a really competitive division overall.
Yes.
And
You said that already.
yes. Also, there's some COVID outbreaks have been hit the NFL with some small outbreaks on each teams, like the Titans, and I know big player Cam Newton got it too.
Yeah, that one hit me a little harder.
Isn't
he? He is my fantasy quarterback.
But I think it's extremely impressive of the Titans to get a huge win on Tuesday night over the Bills because
the Red Hot Bills.
Yeah, right. They were they 4-0.
Yeah.
Yep.
4-0 Bills. Titans came in there. They won, or I guess the Bills came to them. They won, but was it 2 weeks off? Titans.
Yeah, something like that.
Was it?
I think
Yeah,
it
it
may have
was.
been 2 weeks.
It was like a week they couldn't practice,
Yeah.
and then they just started practicing recently, and they destroyed.
They look good.
Boy,
they destroyed
they took care of business there. I was
Sure
pretty impressed. Lastly, we will move on to the MLB as the playoffs are now in full swing, and I'll just recap the ALCS right now. The Tampa Bay Rays, at the time of recording, are up 3-0 against the Astros. They're really proving themselves as a powerhouse in the MLB right now, and I've noticed over these last 3 games, Jose Altuve has really struggled on defense.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, yeah.
He really blew that last game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we going to call
What
it
they
the
score the
yips?
5 runs in the 1 inning?
We're not gonna call it the yips.
We're not going to call it the yips.
Yeah, not
It's
really.
getting there.
If it was the yips.
If it happens, maybe it happens again.
If it happens
tonight.
again tonight.
But if it happens again tonight, they're not going to win, which means his season will be over. So
Yeah, we'll have to tune in for that one. There's also another exciting series going on.
There is.
There's 2 series. Yeah.
The National League Championship Series. The Atlanta Braves are up 2-0 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves pitching has really showed out. Who's it? Ian Anderson? Yeah, I was about to say Tyler Alexander. That's a different guy. No, Ian Anderson, I think he's put up some historic stats. I think he's thrown 3 shutout performances, not complete game, but he's thrown 3 shutout performances in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely didn't see this coming from the Braves. I thought their pitching was definitely going to be a weak point, and they'd have to rely on
Especially
their
when they
offense.
lost Soroka.
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
this year.
And Freed coming into the playoffs not even 100%
Nope.
healthy, anywhere near 100% healthy.
I know the Braves are up 2-0, but I would not discount the Dodgers.
you never
yet.
count
Not
out
quite
the
yet.
Dodgers.
Mhm.
I believe that would be it for This Week in Sports.
Yes.
I will pass it on to
Tristan.
for Let's Rank It.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome to Let's Rank It, and today we will be ranking the top fantasy football waiver wire pickups at each position. I'm going to start with running.
Actually, Matt's going to start.
Okay,
I'll
Matt,
start
you
from
go
Matt.
ahead.
Matt's gonna start.
Matt,
We'll
you
go
go
down
start.
We'll go down the roster.
I'll start
Okay,
right
go
here
ahead,
with quarterbacks. I say my number 1 waiver wire pickup.
Let's start at 3. Let's start at 3.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's,
yeah.
that's how it usually works.
My number 3 waiver wire pickup is Gardner Minshew for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I think I love the stash. I really do love the stash. He's been putting up some pretty good numbers this year. He's 68% rostered, so it's not like a huge surprise for anyone, but I think it's a pretty decent pickup you could get. Number 2, I have Justin Herbert,
Yeah.
the rookie
Oh, yeah.
quarterback. I know he had himself a day against the Saints on Monday, I believe. He's 48% rostered, and I believe that he'll be looking with the Chargers to have a great season and hopefully career. I like that guy.
Seems like a good guy.
Thanks, Matt, for giving us your opinion on him.
Number 1. This is actually my backup fantasy quarterback right now. I may have to use him soon since
Not much of a waiver wire.
since Mr. Lamar Jackson isn't doing very well. He's Jared Goff. He's 57.3% rostered, and I know with that powerful Rams offense, I think that he's a really valuable
Yeah,
player.
he has weapons for sure to pass the ball to. So if he's been doing it.
Yeah.
So if he keeps it up, he'll definitely be someone to watch out for come even playoff time in fantasy football.
Yep. All right, moving on to running backs. At number 3, I'm going with Alexander Madison. Like with Cook out with his groin injury, he's really going to step up these next 2-3 weeks maybe.
Well, they got a bye
maybe
week
little
coming
longer.
up. They got a
yeah.
bye week.
He's 51% rostered, and I think he's a good pickup. Number 2 is Damian Harris. With Sony Michel on IR, he's going to have to step up once again. Week 4, he only scored 10 points, but that was with Sony Michel. He's 55% rostered. And at number 1, I'm going with Justin Jackson. With Eckler hurt, he's once again going to have to step up. And he is 70% rostered. And, last week he got 14.4 points. So he's going to be scoring a lot here.
All right, now I'm going to go over the top wide receiver waiver wire pickups for Week 6, I guess, or through the rest of the season. And at number 3, I'm going to start with Travis Fulgham. Definitely not a name most people probably heard. He's rostered in 1% of leagues. And he's only played in 2 games, and he's averaging 22.5 right now. And considering he's scored a touchdown in both of his games, it's definitely somebody you want to try and pick up as soon as you can. Next up, I have Laviska Shenault Jr. He's rostered in 43.3%.
Jaguars, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a rookie. I don't know. The Fulgham guy might be too. I've never heard of him, so I don't know.
He's good. That's all we know.
He's rostered in 43.3% of leagues, and he's just becoming more of an important part of that Jaguars offense, getting more targets every single game and scoring more points every game. So he's only on the come up. Right?
He's up next.
Yeah, he's up next. Well, we might have to do that. All right, and number 1, I have Chase Claypool. Obviously, he's rostered in 13.5% of leagues, and he's coming off that monster 4-touchdown, 42.6 point performance. And he's definitely somebody that probably going to be a powerhouse across the league for years to come. And especially glad to see it, considering I am a very big Notre Dame fan.
Yes, good for you.
Yes,
Blake.
it's great.
Good
It's
for
good
you.
to see, it's good to
Blake.
see my
love to
guys
see it.
rep.
Are you a
represent.
big Steelers fan, though?
I am not. I'm a very not big Steelers fan.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way they play football, but hey,
because they win.
yeah, and they beat the crap out of Bengals
Well,
players.
and they step on the field in the way of people trying to score a touchdown.
Yes, and they go for Carson Palmer's knee.
I feel like it's time to move on to tight end.
We also paralyzed one
All
of their
right,
players.
We did also
let's
paralyze
move on.
one of their players.
Yeah, it is time for tight
Not on
ends.
purpose though.
Sorry to break it to you, but my number 3 tight end to pick up is a Steeler. It's Eric Ebron. He had an extremely slow start. Week 1,
Yeah.
week 2, 2.8, 7.3. But coming off that week 4 bye, he's looking good, and he's someone you definitely need to look for in these upcoming weeks. Number 2, I have Austin Hooper. He's now on the Browns. He's former Falcon. He's rostered in 51% of leagues. Another guy with an extremely slow start, but he's really picked it up these last 3 weeks, 14, 10, and 11. And finally, my number 1 tight end is Mike Gesicki. Is that how you say it?
I guess
I
that's
think
how I
so.
say
Mike
it. That's how
Gesicki.
I say it.
He was actually dropped in 13.5% of leagues after his 2.5-point performance in week 4, but he's been consistently double digits after that. He had a tough matchup against the Steelers in week 4, Seahawks in week 4. So, we can understand his rough game, but he's definitely someone you need to pick up, especially if you have an injured tight end or if one of your tight ends has a bye week coming up soon.
Yeah, and he's definitely coming up on a very favorable matchup against the Jets.
He is.
Yeah.
Anytime any one of your players plays the Jets, you almost have to start him.
Yeah.
Or the Giants.
Yeah, any of those teams that are just terrible.
Falcons
Falcons are just another one, yeah.
All right, well, that'll wrap up Let's Rank It. And after the break, Blake will take over with podcast predictions.
All right, welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast. I'm going to take over with podcast predictions. And we're actually going to do it a little bit different this time. We're going to do 2 different predictions. We're going to start with the NFL, and we're going to predict some of the Week 6 matchups. And we're going to kick it off with the AFC North matchup between the Browns and Steelers. Personally, I think the Browns are actually going to give the Steelers their first loss of the season here. The Browns have definitely looked very impressive this year. Baker Mayfield's finally, I guess, blooming into an actual franchise.
He's
franchise
playing
quarterback.
like his Oklahoma self again.
Yeah, maybe not that.
Even
He's
like
not a Heisman.
even like his rookie self, I guess
Yeah.
you could say.
And I think that Steelers team has had a very favorable schedule so far this year. They've played 3 of the worst teams in the league. And I definitely see the Browns coming out on top here.
I'm gonna disagree with you here. I think the Steelers are gonna pull
respect
this
that.
one off. I think Big Ben Roethlisberger, he's gonna come in, take care of business like he always does against the Browns and divisional teams, as I sadly know. I think the Steelers' defense is one of the best in the league, and they have enough to shut down the Browns' offense. I know Kareem Hunt is a very good running back, but they don't have Nick
Yes.
Chubb. Nick Chubb's hurt, and I don't think that'll make the difference. But I think it's gonna be a very closely contested game. I think the Steelers pull this off.
I'm actually going to agree with Blake on this one.
Thank you.
I think the Browns go into Heinz Field and get this win. I think this will be a game where it's back and forth. And I actually think the Browns win in a high-score affair, even with that powerhouse Steeler defense. I think the Browns put up a lot of points. And this is going to be a game I'm excited to watch. So I got the Browns in this one.
I'm going to agree with Matt here. Although
Yes.
the Browns are very hot and they're doing really good this year, I think the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger are going to pull away with this one. And
Big Ben looks pretty good, actually.
Big
Oh,
Ben
yeah.
is-
He doesn't look bad at all.
He's big.
It's caveman Ben.
It is
he's
Caveman
a big
Ben.
boy.
Are we done? Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
Let's move
Go
on.
ahead.
Now we're going to talk about probably Hall of Fame quarterback matchup
Yeah.
between the Packers and Buccaneers. And I think the Packers win by a lot. Packers are definitely for real this year. They've proven it time and time again. And Aaron Rodgers is looking back to his, MVP candidate years. And Devontae Adams hasn't even been healthy this year, and they're still yet to lose. So I think there's only more to come for the Packers.
I actually think.
Oh!
I thought.
There's the joke.
Oh, it's that time.
I missed
You
the
never
bell.
know when it'll
It's
strike.
that- it's
You
that
never know
time.
when it'll come.
It
I
is
really
that,
missed
it
that
is-
bell.
It is that time of the episode, the joke of the week. It's
Are
I
you,
tell.
are you sad?
I'm not sad. I'm
Okay.
very
You
Yeah,
excited.
you always get really
Cheer up,
sad at this
cheer up.
part.
It's
Cheer
I'm,
up. Come
I am
on.
I am nervous. I am
Someone
nervous.
get the calculator out.
Oh, that's
Oh,
me.
Blake's
That's my
got it.
job. If you didn't know that, I'm the calculator.
I'm very confident in this joke. What
Oh, boy.
What do you call the world's greatest hockey player if he decided not to play hockey?
I don't know.
I am not
John.
sure.
I don't.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
All right. That was good. That was a good one, Matt.
Blake, you want to start us off with the rankings?
I'll give it. What are we going to 10th place here?
Sure.
Is that what we do? 8.5.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna go 7.9.
Really.
I thought I was harsh.
I'm actually going upwards. I'm going 9.1.
9.1. I'll take
Bravo.
it.
Oh wait. Oh shoot. What I gave 8.5. I typed the wrong number.
8.5,
7.9 and 9.1. 25.5 out of
That
Very
may be a
good, Matt.
record.
I think it is.
No.
Wait, what was the one?
He had like
before?
28 one time.
It was 28.
What was it?
I don't.
Oh,
It
man.
was the tennis one. Like, love means nothing to them.
Was it?
I
Yeah,
No,
no, that's what it
no,
was.
that
I
was
remember
the
that
one we all
joke.
disagreed
No,
on.
that was definitely the best one.
Are you sure?
That was
I don't know. I
Maybe-
think that was the best joke. It didn't get the best score, but that was
Yeah.
that's up there for the best joke.
Regardless, well done, Matt. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
work,
I
good work.
appreciate. I
We're
appreciate-
virtually shaking Matt's hand
Yes,
right
we
now.
are.
Yes.
Matt, let's see your predictions then.
Yeah, what's bring it
I
back
think
here?
I think the Packers are going to win this, and I don't think it's going to be very close. I think Tom Brady isn't really gelling very well in Tampa Bay, and I just think the Packers they have such an advantage right now. I think it's just going to be a decently high scoring game, but I think the Packers win this by 2 or 3 scores.
I'm gonna agree. I also think the Packers win this game. Tom Brady and that Buccaneers offense, I don't think I've really come in.
It just
to a
proves that
full
when
circle
you
yet.
when you bring a lot of star power to a team, it doesn't always work out.
Exactly. I wouldn't say a lot of selfish players, but I would say a lot of guys have really been the focal point
Selfish players.
of the offense. It's tough to have them all gel together at one time, being obviously Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, and Tom Brady. So, yeah, and obviously the Packers are insanely hot, and I think they win this game by a very favorable margin.
I'm agreeing with all of you guys here. Packers
That's a sweep.
by
Queen
a
sweep.
lot. I just think they're gonna pull away at this one, and Brady and the Bucks aren't gonna be able to keep up.
The Brady bunch.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like you were gonna say.
That was unnecessary.
You know, Matt.
That was funny.
That was
The
unnecessary.
Brady bunch, that's a funny joke. I appreciate that. I'd give that like an 8.
Let's move on here. All right, now we're going to talk about me and Matt's Bengals here. And,
Matt and I.
Matt
and I's
Matt and I.
Bengals. I apologize for all my grammar Nazis out there. But we're going to talk about the Bengals at the Colts. This is definitely not a good, a good matchup. But it's definitely going to be the Colts here. The Colts have looked very good this year. And it's surprising. I don't think Phillip Rivers has really looked too good on that Colts team. But the Colts defense is looking very, very, very good this year. Probably one of the best in the league. And that run defense is sure to shut down Joe Mixon. And without Joe Mixon, I don't see the Bengals really doing much on offense. So I definitely see the Colts coming out on top in this game.
I'm gonna have to agree with you here. I think the
harder it
Colts.
is.
I think the Colts are gonna win. I think it's gonna be a little closer than Blake thinks.
I never
think,
said anything about
Oh,
this
I thought you
score.
said-
Mike
I
never
thought you
mentioned
said-
that.
I think it'll be close because I know they'll probably take Joe Mixon out of the game. That'll let Joe Burrow really air the ball out, and I think with his natural talent,
And
he'll be able.
theoretically take them out
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah,
okay.
theoretically.
They're not gonna actually sit him.
No, they're not gonna, like, they're
the
not gonna
Colts
be
are
like-
gonna make him a non-factor.
Yeah, they're gonna, and then Joe Burrow's really gonna have to use that golden arm he has, and as long as the O line can keep him up, it should be a pretty competitive
can't.
game.
They
But
can't.
There's no
but
way
I
they
think if the Bengals O line gets lucky, maybe.
They're gonna roll the
doesn't
dice.
show up.
They're
The
gonna roll
defense
the
doesn't
dice.
show
Yeah, the Colts defensive line bust just doesn't show up for some reason.
Kids in a car wreck.
I think the Colts
We
win
don't
this.
wish that upon
I
them.
think they're
We don't
just
wish that.
overall a better team.
As a Colts fan, believe it or not, I do think the Bengals actually win this game.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Colts win this
I
game.
was about to say,
you
two
scared
Bengals
me.
fans pick
You really scared me.
Colts win this game by 21 plus.
Yep.
Really?
This defense is way too much for the Bengals offense, and the offensive line for the Bengals is just horrid. And I'm very excited to watch this game because I know it'll be lopsided.
I'm not.
Tristan, what do you think?
Well,
what do you think?
we got another sweep
Another
here.
sweep.
Going with the Colts.
It's more of a sad sweep
They're-
for us.
I
Like
don't
Josh
know.
said,
I don't disagree.
I think
so.
they're going to win by like 14 plus, but they're just going to pull away with this, especially with their defense and the Bengals' bad O line.
Yes.
All right, now let's move on to two of the hotter teams in the NFL coming off their first losses of the season. We're gonna have the Chiefs at the Bills, and I definitely have the reigning champs winning this game. The Bills look horrid, if you will, in that loss to Tennessee, giving up 42 to a pretty good Tennessee team. I'll give them that. But the Chiefs are reigning champs. They're looking for a back-to-back championship, I think, this year.
And they're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder after losing to Las Vegas this past week. So.
Definitely. And, I just don't see the Bills stopping Patty Mahomes in that offense. So I definitely have the Chiefs on top here.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to have to agree with you here, Blake. I think the Chiefs got a bit of a shock, and I think it was really good for the Chiefs, and I think they're going to come out really fired up, really energized, and I think they may put up 40, 50 points on the scoreboard. They're going to blow out the Bills.
You think
they'll shut down the Bills' offense, though?
I don't know.
I think it might be a shootout.
It's going to be a shootout. That's what I think. Except the Chiefs' defense did good against the Ravens, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, they stepped up to the occasion.
Didn't do good against the Raiders.
Yeah, not against the Raiders.
Sorry if we sound a little bit repetitive here, but I also have Kansas City in this game. Patrick Mahomes coming off a loss. I definitely think Andy Reid and his mastermind coaching staff will come up with a great plan, especially after seeing the Titans absolutely pick apart that Bills defense. So I got the Chiefs in this one.
I'm also going Chiefs here.
Sweep.
Yep, another 3 in a row.
Yep.
Three sweeps in a row. Andy Reid, they're just going to be fired up after last week, and they're just going to
Win.
They're just going to win.
They're gonna win.
They're gonna
right.
obtain a victory.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Now we're going to finish up the NFL with the Cardinals at the Cowboys. I'm going to have the Cardinals on top here. The Cowboys, that Dak injury is really going to affect that offense. They're going to bring in an Andy Dalton who hasn't looked that great in his last years as a Bengal and has been a backup for all of this year. And I just don't really see them pulling it together now. And I just definitely don't see the Cowboys winning this game right now at the situation they're in.
I will actually have to disagree with you here. I think the Cowboys are going to win. And I think Andy Dalton could be used as a bit of a positive for the Cowboys. They have a lot of experience with Andy Dalton.
Pause.
And I think
Wait, the Cowboys have experience with Andy Dalton?
He just said
they have a lot of experience.
He just said that Andy Dalton
Andy
playing
Dalton
is a positive for the Cowboys.
It could be a positive. They could turn it into
So you're
a
saying
positive.
Dak getting hurt is a positive?
No, I'm just saying they can make a positive out of this situation. I know Jerry Jones said.
Well, that's the only thing to do. You can't make it any worse, so you have to make it positive.
Yes, but Jerry Jones did say earlier today that Andy Dalton was going to be the quarterback. They weren't going to trade for anyone else. He's going to be the guy.
I sure hope so.
But we can all agree that Jerry Jones would rather have Dak Prescott than Andy Dalton.
Agree. I do agree with that. But I think with a decent O-line with the Cowboys and some weapons, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Andy Dalton of 2015 where he's making a run for the MVP.
Wow.
I think he's going to have a really good year. I think he's back. I mean, with the few drives we saw him really lead the Cowboys down for that game-winning field goal.
He fumbled. He had like 2 drives, fumbled in one of them.
Hey, it happens to the best of us, man. If he gets hit, he gets hit. All right.
Well,
yep.
Josh.
Not this game, but I did predict earlier in the channel that Andy Dalton would eventually come in and be quarterback.
Absolute genius
For the Cowboys.
That was a nice.
Kyle Trask is still not injured.
Kyle Trask is still not injured.
We're waiting for that.
What? The Gators have COVID.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do have COVID.
They're shut down,
got
right?
Yes.
They're getting back.
They canceled the LSU game this weekend.
That's unfortunate. Now they can't make the playoffs.
That's not true.
Well, I mean,
Notre Dame missed 2 weeks, and now they're number 4.
Yeah.
So.
Ohio State hasn't played football yet, and they're number 6.
Yeah.
A loss hurts a lot.
Number 6.
A loss hurts a lot more than a missed game.
Yeah.
Yes. So. Anyways, I got Cardinals in this game. I definitely think the Kyler Murray and Hopkins connection, plus their 2 running backs, Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds. Matt's not a big fan of
Kenyon Drake is not having a good year. I think he has more rushing attempts than yards this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's no way it's possible. But
it's closer than you'd think.
We all know Matt's a little upset
more often than positive.
We all know Matt's a little upset that his draft pick didn't turn out to plan. But I think the Cardinals' high-powered offense. What?
He was like my second pick overall.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah, that was early.
Early.
I may have to cry about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna cry.
All right, good. Anyways, Cardinals in this game. I wouldn't say double digits, but I think it is a one-sided game.
I'm also going Cardinals here. I think they're going to pull away with this one. Kyler Murray's going to lead them to victory, and I think they're going to win. Very strong prediction. Field goal. Game-winning field goal.
Really? Game-winning?
Yeah, I think so.
Bold.
They're going to trust the kicker, which you should never do.
I mean,
Unless you
sometimes
have, like,
you
Adam
have to.
Vinatieri or something.
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to think.
Justin Tucker. Or
Justin Tucker.
Franklin Rogers.
My man.
Yes,
Franklin, if you're
sir.
listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
We would love to have an interview.
All right, now we're going
And Polo G.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Martin and Gino.
I support what they do. All right.
All right. Now we're gonna move on to the MLB and talk about the conference series.
The championship series.
Championship series. Why did I saw C and said conference? Yeah, championship series. My bad. We're gonna start in the AL with the ALCS, and Rays versus Astros. The Rays at the time of recording are up 3-0, and I don't see the Astros coming back from 3-0. So I definitely see the Rays winning here, especially with what's his name?
Glasnow?
Yeah, Glasnow on the mound for Game 4. I said they finish the sweep here and lock in their spot in the World Series.
I'm going to have to agree with you here. I think the Rays win the series. I think it's going to be in 5 games. I think Zach Greinke's going to come out and have a day. I think he's going to shut down the Rays offense, but I think this will just be a bit of a wake-up call for the Rays to say it's not over yet, and then they're just going to come out
I don't think they're saying that.
Game 5, and they're just going to run over the Astros like they have the
The
first 3
Rays,
games.
the Rays have been underdogs all year, and I don't think they're going to play like they're.
I sure
top
hope they
dogs.
don't, but I think the Astros will get one back.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, I also think the Rays win this, and I actually think they sweep it. I think they win
Thank
it.
you, Josh.
I think they win it Wednesday night, and I think they do move on to the World Series, especially with Glasnow on the mound. Tristan,
I'm going with the Rays here.
The Astros.
how many
I-
games? How many games?
I'll go 4, but I think 5 at the max. I had them next up, and I like that. My next up prediction was correct. So you love to see it. Blake.
Yes, now we're going to move on to the NL. For the NLCS, we have Dodgers versus Braves, and the Braves are currently up 2-0. I'm going to pick the Braves to finish off this win. I think it'll probably be in 6 or 7 because I don't think the Dodgers are just going to give up. Braves have looked surprisingly good. They haven't lost a game in the playoffs yet, and that pitching has really shown up every game. They've thrown up multiple shutouts. And they're just looking really good, and now that offense is getting going and putting up lots of runs. So I don't see the Braves slowing down, and I see them taking the series.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree here. I think Braves in 6 this time. I think what will happen the next 3 games. I think the Braves will kind of run out of some of their good starters, and I think the relievers will get a bit tired.
Yeah, that bullpen has looked crazy.
And I think LA will get a game or 2 back, but I don't think it'll be much. I think the Braves are too hot right now, and I don't know if they can be slowed down.
I also have the Braves, but I'm actually going to go 7. I think the Dodgers are going to stretch out to 7 games. I think they'll play with the chip on their shoulder Wednesday night, the time we're recording this. And I actually think they'll win 2 in a row. Braves take 1, Dodgers take 1. Game 7, Braves take that one. That's my prediction.
I like that prediction.
I have the Braves here, and I think they're going to end up winning in 6 games. Dodgers are going to come back, win a couple games, but then the Braves are just going to end up finishing them off.
Yeah, Dodgers team like that definitely doesn't just.
They're not going to go away.
Yeah, no.
They're not going to go away.
Too much power.
And Game 2, they almost came back.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah.
Almost came back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Well, that wraps
Yep.
up our extended podcast predictions for today. And now I'm going to pass it on to Josh. And for a new segment, we're going to recap our hot takes.
Alrighty, thank you, Blake. And now I'm going to take over with
No problem.
hot take recap. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to be going over, I guess it's actually 4 of the hot takes that we did before we took this little break. All of these hot takes, of course, presented by Matt. Matt's thoughts,
Thank you,
Matt's
Matt.
ideas.
That's me.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep, thank you for the
you'll
great
see.
ideas.
You'll see. No, right.
Yeah.
Matt's not the best at that.
The first one, actually, this one was brilliant. Episode 5. Matt predicted Tampa Bay Rays will win the AL East. Tristan and Matt, obviously, were in favor of this
Yep.
one. And Blake and Josh, disagreed with this one. I guess you could say the majority of people thought the Yankees would come into this year and just absolutely destroy not only the division, but the league. And it was almost the exact opposite. The Rays, they looked good, and they still look good today.
Yeah, the Yankees they got struck by the injury bug. I know that really.
They
had
always
a-
get.
Boo.
They always seem to.
Boo.
Yeah. They always
Stanton always does. Judge
Yeah.
always does.
Yeah.
Urshela,
2020 playoff Stanton was crazy. Though.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
he's-
absurd.
Isn't he? He's like always good at Petco Park, right?
Yeah.
He's like hit like
Yeah.
nine home runs
With
there.
the what was it? The World Baseball Classic.
Yes,
Yeah.
when he hit a
I'm
a
a-
ball like 200 miles an hour. Not literally 200 miles an hour, but it was very.
That's a
fast.
hyperbole.
It was very hard.
It was a high. That is a hyperbole.
Yes.
It's not an adjective.
Tristan, do you have anything to say? I mean, you predicted this perfectly. I guess you could.
I
say.
mean, I had them next up, so I had to go with it. And
Yeah.
I had a good feeling about them coming up hot soon.
I think me and Josh definitely regret disagreeing here because I think we're all on the Rays hype train right now, and we're really
Oh, we
rooting
are.
for them.
Yeah, I honestly hope they win the World Series.
Yeah, me too. They're definitely my favorite, and yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I disagreed then. I didn't see it happening because of the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, we all the Yankees roster coming into this year was
Fair
was,
point.
Was,
yes,
was
the
crazy.
Yankees looked poised to win that division.
they-
Yeah, but now we look a little stupid because the Rays were very good.
All right, moving on to episode 8. This is a basketball hot take. This was, I guess you could say, a fan favorite. The Boston Celtics will win the 2020 NBA Finals. Myself and Matt were in favor of this one. We eventually got Tristan to agree with us, and Blake was the sole person who disagreed. This was a stretch, but
It was a.
but it
bit of
was
a stretch.
close.
It was close. They were.
they were 2 wins away.
Yeah, they were 2 wins away from the NBA Finals, and I think they could have done it.
This is the peak of my podcast career.
Yeah.
Sticking with your gut and not budging really proves.
Well,
to,
as a Celtics fan, I almost had to be in favor of this one, but you
Yeah.
get my point.
I went against all adversity and I stayed with my gut. And I said the Celtics will not win the NBA Finals, and look at us now.
But
Did
one
you
of
have
your
Go
key
Lakers?
one of your key points was that the Bucks would beat the Celtics.
Yes,
and the
that was
Bucks-
your main key point. Your Bucks got beat by the Heat before the Celtics got eliminated.
The Celtics got beat by the Heat too, didn't they?
Okay.
Yes, but I'm saying.
But the Bucks were the 1 seed. So.
Yeah, the Bucks were the 1 seed, and they lost earlier than the Celtics.
Okay, well, you said the Celtics would win 2 more games
boy.
than they did.
Oh boy, here we
Not
go.
again.
Here we go. Moving
All right,
on.
moving on, Josh.
Let's move on. I got another baseball one for you guys. Episode 9. This is actually the very next episode after episode 8, obviously.
Yeah, that's how it
That's
works.
how counting works. What's the joke? 7, 8, 9. What's that joke?
Why was 6 scared out of 7?
Yeah,
Or
just
10
seven.
scared of
7, 8, 9.
7, 8,
7, 8, 9. Yeah, funny. Woohoo! Episode 9. Matt predicted the San Diego Padres will make a deep playoff run in the 2020 season. I was in favor of this one as well, as Blake and Tristan disagreed. This one, you could make an argument both ways, but I honestly think the Padres had a great season.
Yeah, they had a really good season. I don't know if they made it deep as a playoff run as I thought they would, because obviously they had some key.
They were 1 series win away from the deep.
They had
Yes,
some key injuries to their starting pitching. I think that really held them back, and
Especially
I think,
a guy they dealt for at the deadline,
yes,
Mike Clevenger.
Mike Clevenger.
Sunshine.
It's really. I think if they stayed healthy, I think we may be seeing the San Diego Padres playing the Atlanta Braves right now. If I can be
Ooh,
completely
yeah.
honest with you.
I don't know. But we'll not get into that.
What are your thoughts, Blake?
What? Well, I think the Padres had a very good season and they looked very good.
Slam Diego.
Yeah, and they're
San
definitely a
Diego.
team. They're Fernando Tatis is definitely just keeps making his case to be the future face of the league.
He is the face of the league right now.
Yeah.
I will
Yes.
stand by that. He is the face of the league right now.
Yes.
Tristan, anything?
Well, the Padres, they just had a really, really good season, and
Yes.
I don't really think they made a deep playoff run, but
That's
they
why
made it
I think
somewhat
this is a no.
This is a draw.
It's
This is a
notice-
draw.
okay. We'll call it a draw.
We'll call it a draw.
But
Sounds
I
good.
regarded this great decision or great, not decision, but great prediction by Matt.
Yeah, good
because-
prediction.
Thank you.
job, Matt.
I
Good work.
appreciate it.
And
One of
finally,
your better
oh boy.
Here we go.
This is a classic. This is a great one.
Once again, this is the episode right after 9. Number
Yes.
10.
Yes.
We went 8, 9, 10 right
10
here.
was scared
Oh.
of 7.
Yes.
That's why 7's not here.
That's why 7 is not.
Yeah, fair enough. Episode 10, Matt predicted that the Texas Rangers
Yeah.
will make the playoffs. Tristan and Matt agreed. Blake and I
Great
disagreed.
job, Josh.
The Rangers
Yeah.
finished with a record of 22 and 38. They have the number 2 draft pick in next year's MLB draft. This team was abysmal, phased by their hot start of 500.
Hey,
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some, right, Matt?
Yeah, you really do. You win some, you lose some. At the time of the recording,
They were like 500.
yeah,
like 6 games.
the
in.
Rangers were. I think they were in the playoffs at the time. They were
Like,
looking.
like 6 games in.
They were looking really good. And I think a few days later is when Fernando Tatis hit that famous grand slam, and after that, it wasn't the same for the Texas Rangers. I mean, it stinks because I really like that team, and I like players on that team. I like the way it's run. I like their stadium, but I just think it's a shame that they had such an awful year.
Yeah, there was really only one
It was-
upside to that team, and that was Lance Lynn.
It was looking.
He's good.
It was
Yeah, he had a
looking.
he's
good year.
really good.
He's a big man. He's
The
a
hot
big guy.
take.
This is from August 20th, so right at the beginning of the season, and this just backfired. Not a good year.
Yeah. I would also like to say that both of our predictions with Pete Alonso's home runs were incorrect. With Matt's 24, it was it how many did he have? 11, 12 or something? It wasn't good. No, wasn't good, but
Matt had that one down.
I was closer. I did not think that the polar bear would have as good as a season, and he did not.
I don't
He
think,
didn't.
I
The
don't think, the,
Sophomores
I don't
had a
think the
very
Rangers would
bad
have a good
season.
season, and they
No.
did not either.
He had a
Yeah.
very bad season.
I don't think my heart was fully into the Texas Rangers.
Why'd
one.
you say it like that?
I don't know.
Why'd you
but
say that like it was one word?
Matt's favorite player ever, Jose Trevino, did not finish with a great year. So.
Jose
It's
Trevino.
375
I wonder what his
batting average.
I wonder what his
What's his batting average at the end of the year?
Let's look it up.
maybe
It's probably the same. He probably hasn't had another at bat.
Yeah. Batting.
he probably had
Average.
3 more at bats.
Can I get some guesses? Let me get some guesses.
I'm guessing 210.
215.
224.
255.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he's on
How
pace
many
for the Hall of
at-bats?
Fame. He's on
He's
pace
on
for
pace for the Hall
He's
of
on
Fame.
pace for the Hall of Fame. He's on pace
Yes,
for
he
the Hall
is. Yes, he is.
Oh
How many
yeah.
at bats did he have?
11. Let's see here.
He's a Hall of Famer.
204.
Oh, what?
No, sorry, 76.
That was that's his career.
204 is his career. It's 76 this year.
Better than 8.
76 in 6.
Wait, how many home
60
runs did we
games.
project from Pete Alonso?
You said like 45.
No, for the 60-game season. We
Oh, I
changed
don't
it,
know.
didn't we?
I don't think we changed. I don't.
30?
No, I think we
didn't.
agreed
30's
on.
absurd.
I think we
That's 80.
We avoided
in a-
at 21, and he
I
had a
think we
crazy
agreed
year.
on Matt's, like Matt's original, like 22, 23, something like
Yeah,
that.
that was
I think we all
that
just
was
agreed on
super
that.
ambitious.
Yes, it was.
All right, anyways, that wraps up hot take recap. Regardless, we're going to bring obviously hot takes are going to come back. I mean, they're going to be in this episode anyways. But Matt, you had some great ones, you had some terrible ones, but
It's always a good time.
It was always a good
Hopefully we bring
time.
this back
It's
soon.
always an absolute hoot, and I love it. I love doing
Some
it.
hot takes are a bit heated, like the Celtics one, and some hot takes are civiled, like the Broncos one.
Yes.
Let's see how this one turns out because I did disagree with every single hot take in the hot take recap today.
Hey,
so
maybe
we'll have to see.
maybe before Christmas break we bring it back and we
Yeah, maybe
recap
we do.
everything.
Maybe.
That's a
We'll
very
think about
smart
it.
idea. I think we should do that.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and that
Christmas recap.
just stay in a
Christmas recap.
Yep, as you guys
Hey,
know.
I gotta.
Oh my
enjoy.
goodness!
Let the man
Stop
finish.
interrupting the man.
After the break with the new music, by the way, we're gonna come back with what we've been doing before we did the break, obviously, on This Day in Sports and Douglas's hot take. Welcome back to the Fourth Inning Podcast. And before I give the floor to Matt, on This Day in Sports, October 15th, 1988, a pretty much iconic moment in baseball history. With 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, Kirk Gibson step up to the plate and hit a 2-run home run to give the Dodgers a 5-4 win in the first game of the 1988 World Series.
What a
Congrats,
moment.
Kirk.
What a moment.
Congrats, Mr. Kirk.
Mr. Gibson, if you are
If you're listening, we'd like an interview.
Mr. Kirk, if
Yeah.
you are listening, we would love to have an interview with you. Just shoot us a DM on our Instagram or Twitter account.
Yes, I mean at Fourth Inning Pod.
Yeah.
What year did this happen?
1988.
1988. He's alive and well.
Yes.
I wasn't asking about for that reason. I was just curious.
With that being said, welcome to Douglas's Hot Take. You all know the rules, as you should.
What are the rules?
There are
I-
no rules.
there
That's
are no
the
rules.
rule. There are no rules.
Do we have
I-
rules?
I tell
We used to
everybody
have rules and then Tristan broke them.
an unpopular sports opinion, and we discuss it.
Whoa. Yes.
Yes, we do discuss unpopular opinions. This week's
Today you should just give it and then we end the show.
popular-
The
a
show just
popular opinion.
ends. It just cuts.
This week's hot take is that the Las Vegas Raiders will make the playoffs in 2020. I guess
Tony?
2021 too.
I am a big fan of this hot take. I definitely agree with you, Matt. I'm definitely going to hop on the Raiders hype train after their win over the Chiefs. Josh Jacobs is definitely showing his star potential in his sophomore season.
He's a for sure RB1.
And Darren Waller is also just getting better. And Derek Carr, if he can just play pretty mediocre, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He has weapons.
He has
Yeah,
a
Henry
ton
Ruggs
of
are
weapons.
definitely looking good as a rookie. And there's just so many weapons on that team, and I definitely see them making the playoffs.
Yeah, they're looking they're looking pretty good right now. Like Blake said, Derek Carr, he can just play mediocre and they can keep winning. Their schedule, it doesn't seem too hard for the rest
Well,
of the
just the
season.
Chiefs.
Like
Yeah.
good enough.
Chiefs.
Well, that's it. But well, not really it. But
And they
there's a
already,
couple
they already
more.
took care of business again
But-
with one of those games.
Yeah, but I'd really love to see them make the playoffs.
I also think the Las Vegas Raiders make the playoffs. They have some, I wouldn't say, yeah, whatever. I'll say great wins. They have a great win against the Saints.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they have a huge
I
win
agree.
against the Chiefs. They won by 8.
Those are definitely two big wins.
Beat the Saints by 10. So they have 2 losses,
okay.
being to the Bills and the Patriots, but the
Those
Bills
definitely are not small losses.
No, the Bills
Or
were
big losses.
on fire at the time, and the Patriots had Cam Newton at a time where he was absolutely tearing apart NFL defenses. So I definitely think. I mean, they got the Buccaneers coming this week. They definitely have a chance to go on a win streak
Yeah.
before they face the Chiefs
Yeah.
again.
Big wins over the Chiefs will definitely help that playoff push.
I think
sure.
they've had a pretty tough schedule so far, and I hope that
They've taken care of business.
they've
Yeah,
made
they're
that makes them
3-2.
more battle tested, and I hope they can just take care of business against the teams they need to beat. I would say the Buccaneers are one of the teams they should beat. Is it an expanded playoff format
It
this year?
is. There are
Yes.
7 teams. 3 wild. Oh, excuse me.
That's all
3
right.
wild card teams make the playoffs this year.
Who do you think could is a potential team to make it over the Raiders
Well,
and
that
the wild
AFC
card?
North, you have to watch out for them. The
Yeah.
Browns, the Steelers, any of those guys are
3
probably
of those
Yeah,
teams.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah.
The Ravens will. The Ravens will probably win the division, just because they're the Ravens, and I think Browns and Steelers.
Browns, yeah.
If they don't get 2 of them, they're definitely competing for one of them.
I mean, if
And,
if you take 2 teams from each division, you got the Bills and Pats, Chiefs, Raiders, and then Steelers, Ravens, Browns. That's the wild card right there, and
Yeah.
that's what could happen. That could be completely wrong, but with 17 playoff, it definitely leaves room for these Las Vegas Raiders to sneak on in there.
I don't want to get too bold now, but if the Raiders,
Oh, please do.
I may.
It's the point of the
it's
segment.
it's a very high stretch, but if the Raiders play good football, like I think they can, they have a shot at winning the division this
Yeah,
year.
you can't throw
Yeah.
it out of the picture. You just can't do it.
I would, because
Really?
I think the Chiefs are definitely looking for a back-to-back Super Bowl win, and
Well, so's
One
every
loss.
team. So's every
What-
team trying to win the Super Bowl.
yeah, but they're definitely got. I don't know. It just looks like they got it in mind, and when they play.
I think a big game for the Chiefs will be this week to see if they can really come back against the Bills, right?
Yeah,
That's gonna be
This
a
is
really
a game where both teams really need to bounce
Yeah.
back.
yeah, that's gonna be a really big win.
Because when you're, especially a team of a higher standard, losing 2 in a row, that's just not a good look, and that can tear down the confidence, I guess you would say, of a hot young team.
Yeah, I think this game will really be a teller of how the Chiefs' season's gonna go. If they win it, I think they will probably take care of their division. But if they lose it, I think it's up for grabs, and I think the Raiders have a good chance of coming in and shocking the world.
Yeah, for the Raiders for sure are going to be the second place team in this division. I don't think the Broncos, who have been terribly injured this year, and the Chargers, who
Yeah, as good as Justin Herbert
Yeah.
looks, I just don't
Justin
think he's
Herbert
gonna-
looks good. He has
I don't
rookie of
think
the
he's
year
going to
potential.
turn that
Yeah, he
turn that
does.
team around.
No, especially at this young of an age. But I
Especially
definitely
with
think
Eckler
the
out.
Raiders will be able to step up if the Chiefs do fall off just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oakland Raiders are not. Sorry, it's just
Not
it's
Oakland
just,
anymore.
Not
It's,
Oakland, Las
it's,
Vegas.
it just rolls off the tongue so much better.
It
The
happens.
Las Vegas Raiders,
I don't think it does.
I think it does.
Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas
Yeah.
Raiders.
I
Maybe.
don't know. I'll start the wrapper up here. I'll give you all my final thoughts. I think that the Oakland Raiders. God, I said it again. I said it.
It's all right. It's all right.
It happens.
The Las Vegas Raiders,
There
I
you
think,
go.
will be aided by this expanded playoff format, and I think they will make it in the wild card at least. They could win the division if everything goes right for the Raiders, and I think
Yeah.
they're a good team to watch out for this year.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I am a big Raiders fan right now, and that team is definitely somebody you need to watch out for the playoffs this year and for years to come.
Yeah, I also agree with you too. They're looking very hot, and with that expanded playoff, it's really going to help them. And I'd really love to see them win the division, but I just don't think they will. They'll end up getting the wild card and make it in playoffs.
This might be the first time it's happened, but I think we all agree on
Clean sweep.
on Matt's hot. There's been a
Wow.
lot of sweeps today.
Yeah.
Yes, there have been. It's been a day
And
of
we were looking
sweeps.
for more tonight.
We are looking
Yeah.
for one tonight. How about that?
Let's
Go
go Rays.
Rays.
But I do think the Las Vegas Raiders will make the playoffs, and I think as a 6 seed, due to the fact that those AFC North teams just have to play each other, and that obviously takes away some of their wins.
Yeah, it balances it
Yeah,
out.
you get my point. If the Raiders can take care of business against the Chiefs on the road, then I think they can take care of business against the rest of the league. I think this team's legit, and I think they're a playoff team in the 2020 season.
Alrighty, and with that will wrap up the 15th episode of the Fourth Inning Podcast.
Feels good to be back.
It does.
It feels really good to be
It's good to
back.
be back. I'm energized. I'm ready to go. I want to record more.
Yeah.
We hope you like this episode. We hope you like, subscribe, comment, follow
All
all our
that
social
stuff.
medias. We hope you're back next week, and remember to get 4% better every day. See ya.